at the front of the race. Filippo Ganna is riding away. Gap for him, and he'll now push on. So Thomas de Gendt may be playing poker here with Ener Rubio and saying, you chase.
Yep, could be the case. Done a long turn there and just deciding, right, Ganna, you can go. And Thomas de Gendt, we've not seen the last of him yet. He'll try and bridge. Big effort, but Brambilla, the only rider for Trek Segafredo at the front of the peloton for Nibali. I think for Nibali, he will at one stage have a go on this climb for sure.
It's the only sensible answer, isn't it, to all that work being done by his team, you imagine.
You don't set them to work
if he was going to burn them out and then do nothing.
Yeah, exactly. It's setting itself up for that, and you know who can go with him.
Well, the gap is coming down rather quickly again behind. Another 10 seconds go. Brambilla's doing a good job as we see Carretero pull back in there.
Nibali's just moved a bit further back onto Kelderman's wheel.
And this is where he's going to sit until Brambilla is done. And now de Gendt is having a ride again. He's looking behind though. Getting the feeling by the top of this mountain, these two might not be friends.
Don't think they're friends now. He's having the ride of the day.
Well, talking of friends, Filippo Ganna doesn't need any, does he? He's doing it all on his own. And this after doing a lot of work in the break throughout the day.
He was doing, I would think, the lion's share in the breakaway. You know, an absolutely, you know, machine in the time trial, and you know, proving it today. He's had me eat my words anyway, saying that of all the riders in the breakaway, he would be the least strongest in the climb, and he's proven me wrong.
Well, he doesn't think of himself as just a time trialist. I know this. He was talking about maybe winning Roubaix one day. Of course, he's won the under-23 version, hasn't he? I think he was the first Italian to do so at that level. Of course, we've seen famous Italians do it at senior level before. Oh, 26 seconds already. 26 long seconds. And no wonder Rubio's having to panic and contribute now. Behind, Brambilla carries on pulling. This is developing into an exciting and intriguing day yet again. Been a slower burner today. Longer day. But here comes the fun. 15.5 kilometers to go. Remember, the top of the climb at 11.5 kilometers to go. The breakaway still has 4Ks to take on. And leading the breakaway here, with 27 seconds all on his own, is Filippo Ganna. Back in the bunch, Almeida continues to slip. Still has Knox with him in that group, and stomping on the pedals is Brambilla. 1 minute and 9 now. Grown again.
Still a big group at the front here. You know, it's a strong pace, but it's not splitting this group.
So when Brambilla is exhausted, what happens? Does Nibali go straight away? Does he let Sunweb ride for a bit? Does he wait?
That's if Sunweb do rides with Sam Oman there, but we were talking about the numbers the other day. You just look at the teams towards the front there. There's no big numbers to commit. You've got to remember you've got a tricky descent into the finish. You really want to have a teammate with you over the top, just in case anything does happen in a descent.
I wonder where Julien Bernard is at this point. I haven't seen him for a while. You'd have expected him to hang on a little more, but he's done quite a bit of riding, and it's probably a good time to remind you that there's been a blow to Trek Segafredo today, with Peter Weining having to get off his bike, and now we've got an attack from Rubio. Rubio trying to leave Thomas de Gendt in the dark, trying to sneak away while he can't see him, Brian. And no wonder he is doing, because Ganna has opened 43 seconds here. This could be the ride of the season from Filippo Ganna.
Amazing, absolutely amazing. He's just a machine. Keep on saying it. It's in the balance at the moment, because the peloton behind, it has to be set up for attacks, and they can easily eat into a minute's gap if they go full tilt with the attack and then on the descent. But you can only think that even if Ganna has 30 seconds by the top, he's going to go down this descent probably as quick as, if not quicker than anybody else.
He's riding in the big ring, Brian. Just over 6% of a gradient. Filippo Ganna is in that bigger sprocket, and he's spinning that well away, but he's in the big ring. Just less than 3 kilometres to go to the top. He has a wonderful gap now. In fact, he's further away from those chasing him than these guys are to the others. He's 47 seconds now on the Genton Rubio. The Genton Rubio, 30 seconds in front of the peloton. All of that work from Thomas de Gent, and that moment where they let him right away, Brian.
Yeah, I don't. Maybe it was a case of letting him right away. It's just, I think, just sheer power. I thought he was done. He's obviously not. He's getting plenty of encouragement, and he's just full focus now. No, full focus now, and trying to get the top. And these sort of gradients will not kind of phase him. But I think after a long stage like this, you know, he's really hurting himself. He's got, you know, a big constitution. He's just flying up this mountain.
We are hearing it is raining at the finish. It's not a long descent afterwards, but it is a descent. And we're in the mist here. 39 seconds. This is Zardini in the meantime, who's holding on, but not for long. Gianluca Brambilla and the Giro d'Italia peloton are chasing him. Brambilla still rocking the sort of piston style he has. Just coming into shot. Oh, Zardini's fighting everything. Save it for tomorrow, Eduardo. What a tremendous ride, whatever happens here from Filippo Ganna. Well, these gaps we know are all over the place a little bit, but we did see 40 seconds jump to a minute very quickly. He's looking mightily strong, and he's really in with an opportunity now to pull off one of the results of the century from a breakaway.
I think more than an opportunity now. We thought that when Thomas de Gent came to the front that he was going to go all the way, but
Brambilla's done.
Ganna,
and it's now Astana.
And there's no attacks, there's no big acceleration, just sitting there. And you know, I was expecting something from Nibali, but no attacks. So Astana just controlling things. That's all it is, which means that Ganna is what, 1.5 kilometres away from the top with 1:22. I said if he comes over the top, even with 30 seconds, he can go all the way and take the win.
Ineos Grenadiers have had a pretty miserable 24 to 48 hours. Filippo Ganna looks as though he's about to restore the pride and restore the joy to the camp. He won the opening stage, he wore the Maglia Rosa. It's his Grand Tour debut. It's only stage 5 and he could end up with 2 wins. It's at the back of the pink jersey group. That's James Knox hanging on in the blue and white. Thomas de Gent and Enea Rubio are at 1 minute and 9. It's done now, Brian. They are not coming back.
They're not coming back, and I don't think the peloton is going to come back to Ganna. Ganna will descend as quick as the peloton. Okay, we've got a slight uphill to the finishing line, but Ganna looks unstoppable today.
He was talking at the start of the Giro d'Italia about being disappointed that he couldn't eat Nutella for 3 weeks. It's worth missing it if he can win a couple of stages at the first 5 in the Giro. He is making a name for himself. And Brian, he's got 7 career wins, really prestigious ones, but each and every one of them on the road has been in a time trial. This would be something that he would remember forever. He's been stressing to us that he's a man not just for the time trials. Considering he's never won a race on the road before, he's certainly outfoxed these guys. I don't think we'll be making friends again for a while. A shake of the head from Thomas de Gent. And they're back, and it's now just the peloton, the only threat really to Filippo Ganna. 1 minute and 9. The next sort of 3 or 4 minutes are crucial, aren't they?
I think he's got it. he only needs, he's less than a kilometre away from the top of the climb. I'm just checking back the results of the King of the Mountains, because he could be taking the King of the Mountains jersey as well today. There's a couple of third cats earlier on. If he took any points there, then he could be climbing into the King of the Mountains. So I think he's got it for sure. He's going to descend as quick as the peloton. What a ride this has been by, you know, Filippo Ganna. An absolutely historical ride.
He's getting the signs that he is very close to the top now, just a few hundred meters from taking those 40 points in the Maglia Azzurra standings. That should take him very close, if not onto the podium, in place of Jonathan Caicedo this evening. That's whether he wins the stage or not. Of course, you never know what happens. We've got a wet descent here. We've got an uphill finish, but Filippo Ganna is looking very, very good. Just 24 years of age, from the north of Italy, from Verbania. 300 meters in the deep south here to take those King of the Mountains points. The mist and clouds have descended on Team Ineos over the last 48 hours. After the joy of the opening day, it might no longer be a fight for rosy pink, but it's going to be some brightness, a light at the end of the tunnel, and Filippo Ganna is starting his own Giro d'Italia career in fine form. Descent and a short rise to the finish to see if he can take his first ever victory outside of a time trial in professional cycling and in legendary circumstances. Ganna's out there. Let's see, as Pozzovivo attacks, what our own Brad Wiggins thinks of it.
Just want to pick up quickly here. You can see the misty conditions that the peloton and Ganna in front are facing now. That's just an extra thing to contend with as they just go over the summit of this climb a little bit. Someone like Vincenzo Nibali really could take advantage of this. Moist roads, very twisty, but the misty conditions. You start stringing out, even at the back of that little group at the moment, it's very difficult just to see the front riders. You imagine when that's in one line, you won't really know how much time you're losing as it splits down that hill. And this is somewhere where Vincenzo Nibali could really take advantage of. Something to watch out for. I'll hand you back to the commentary team.
Thanks, Brad. Pozzovivo reacting to that attack from Fulsang. It was Nibali there as well. Simon Yates distanced off the back, not by far, but this is the danger of riding all the way down the back there, Brian.
Certainly, it's a big danger. It's just been highlighted there by Brad. You know, you can't see the corners coming up. You can't judge. You can't, you know, follow the riders. But I tell you what, when Brad was talking there, it was Fulsang that went on the attack, but straight to react was Nibali. And this is going to be the case, I think, all the way through the Giro. But Pozzovivo was the rider that you know, kept the pace on over the top. But they're not going to catch this man.
Filippo Ganna has 49 seconds. Since that attack, 23 seconds have been shaved off the gap. Don't call it yet, Brian. 10 Ks to go. This is not easy. We've seen Pozzovivo's the man leading them down the descent. He was really trying to put some beans into it. 53 Ks an hour here for Filippo Ganna. He's from a sporting family. His father was an Olympic canoeist in 1984. Marco came to cycling in his teens, used to come home, rush home to watch the Giro d'Italia. He's already achieved the dream of winning a stage in the time trial, his favourite discipline, and in the pink jersey. Oh, now Pozzovivo behind, going a little wide there.
He's taking some risks, isn't he?
Being followed by Fulsang on the right in the blue, then it's Nibali in third wheel.
Yeah, riding with the knee out, motorbike style. He always rides with the knees out anyway, but this is where Simon Yates down the back, it's not going to help. See Nibali just coming up to ride on the front. He's a little bit unsure of riding behind Pozzovivo, so he's decided to take this one on from the front at his pace and, you know, look at the corners himself, because, you know, looking with the mist, very difficult to judge. So putting a little bit of pressure on his Nibali now.
And there's bonus seconds, remember, on the finish behind for these guys to fight out for too. Even if Ganna is to win the stage, he takes 10 seconds. There are then 6 and 4 available. Plus, if you can get someone on this descent, then that would be a gap in itself, as Ganna will be being told here by Matteo Tosato in his ear that he is in with a great chance of taking the stage. Just needs to stay upright. He took 40 points at the top of the Valle di Montescuro there. And on the dark mountain, Ineos yet again finding the light. 8 kilometers remain. Wet roads though, on certain lefts and rights.
Yeah, at least the visibility is a lot better now, but you're still getting a bit of change of surface, which doesn't always help. Nibali starting to open up a little bit of daylight. Kelderman is following, so it's Posse Vivo. Fuglsang is down there in about 5th place, but this is really stretching out the pink jersey group, and the pink jersey group has to be aware as well, and he'll be a little bit further back in this group.
That's Fuglsang, who's the small loser here, if you like, for the moment. He was right at the front. He's now in 5th place, and the gap opened up to him. A little wide there from Ganna, who looks back. 45 seconds. 7.5 kilometers to go. Being cautious. Remember, we see him as a time trialist. We see him as a track rider. Here he is on the road trying to do something quite different now, Brian, isn't it?
It's quite special. Really special. What a motor he's got.
Meantime, it's Nibali, still with Kelderman on the left as we look at it in the white. Behind Nibali in the blue, you can see Pozzo Vivo. 5th wheel is Fuglsang, the Dane, in the turquoise. Behind him is Rafał Majka. He's the Polish rider. And still in the top 10, or just about in 10th position, was Steven Kruijswijk in the yellow. Remember, Simon Yates, the last look he had of him was off the back, just over the top of the climb.
She's really forcing it out that corner now.
There's the pink jersey. Sorry, Brian, but there's the pink jersey. And it looks as though he's in contact.
Yeah, he just went into that corner, Nibali, and knows that they had to slow down, and a big acceleration out that corner. And I really don't know if Simon Yates went over the top of that climb, just slightly distanced, he could be losing more time today on this descent.
First time he's turned up to a Grand Tour, Filippo Ganna. 5th stage today. And already looking, staring in the face.
Just watch Nibali as he comes out this corner, looks around, and then it's a sprint. So it's all these kind of short, sharp efforts. He's really putting this front group under the cosh now. So just nice and easy into the corner, gets his breath, and then accelerate out. And that's just an elastic band effect, and it will really hurt the riders that are further back in this group.
Seconds behind Ganna still here. This is a battle behind for their own gaps. Ganna, unless there's a mistake, has the stage. Bello Bilbao looking good behind as well for Bahrain McLaren. And the rain is coming down here. We know that it's raining from here to the finish.
And Bilbao is the closest in the general classification now. Now that Caicedo's gone, Bilbao's at 39 seconds.
The last we saw of Almeida, there was no gap opening up behind us, hoping to hold on for a 3rd successive day. And if he can hold today, there's a good chance he holds it for a few days as well. Certainly with Caicedo at 2 seconds out the back. Ganna looks around. 51 seconds, he's holding it here.
Yeah, as expected, he's gone down this climb as fast as the main peloton.
He's heavier than most of the main peloton. Yeah. He just needs the skills.
Very difficult to make up
the motor.
Very difficult to make up any time in a tricky descent with this, especially in the rain. You don't want to take big risks, but Nibali's asking the questions. He's accelerating out a lot of these corners, and when you're a little bit further back and gaps are starting to appear, you will take more risks than the riders at the front.
There's a shark in the water again at the Giro d'Italia. How many years have we seen this now? He's looking behind us if there any damage. It's Pozzovivo take it up at the front now as they're down the most steep part, the most technical part. 5Ks to go for them. They're 700 metres behind Filippo Ganna, who looks to be heading for a second stage win in just 5 days of a Grand Tour career. Couldn't have been more eventful, Filippo Ganna. Took the stage win in the Maglia Rosa on the first day, held it well on the second and enjoyed all the party and the fating that goes with it. He's asking for his gap. Then on the third day, lost his leader, Geraint Thomas. Lost the Maglia Rosa as well. A day to recover yesterday, and here he is, out in the breakaway, seemingly working for a teammate, but being the strongest out of the 8-man group. Seeing off Thomas again for the strong attack. A young Colombian climber in Einer Rubio, and going out all alone to put more pressure on and be ready to stride for a victory. Can't hear the gap.
Yeah, can't hear. He wants the information, but Nibali trying to gain an advantage still on this descent.
Camera operator was just asking, and he's being told now. The camera operator helping him out and telling him he has 43 seconds.
It's just with the team cars absolutely everywhere, and you know, bad reception.
A couple of splits there in that group. It's a smaller group that's come to the bottom than there was at the top. 3.2 kilometres to go and 41 seconds for Filippo Ganna. Up and down again here to the finish. Bit of elbow flicking going on. Yates looks to be back in at the back there, I think.
Yeah, looks like Yates, pink jersey, nice and safe in this front group. He should do this last 3 kilometres in about 3 minutes.
Another individual pursuit. Now it's the Koenig Quickstep who are going to take it up because they have the Maglia Rosa. Yeah, Theo Gegenhardt on the left-hand side.
Masnada. No, Ganna's got this, 39 seconds. Nobody really wanting to chase. I don't think anybody is able to kind of bring Ganna back now, but absolutely amazing effort here by Filippo Ganna. We knew what he's capable of, certainly in time trialling on the track, but 225 kilometres of a very difficult road stage, being in the breakaway all day. Not easy to get in the break. After 55 kilometres, the break forms. This is a monster of a performance.
And a couple of days as well, this Giro d'Italia already, where it seemed nailed on that the break would not have a chance at all at certain stages. And they've managed to stay out, again probably due to a lack of firepower as well behind. I mean, if you'd imagine that you'd had full mountain trains behind working there, Ineos Grenadiers, for example, working, and no people Ganna in front, then you might have seen this come back together well before the top of that climb. It is a fascinating race, this.
Just look at the numbers in this. We've got, what, about 30 odd riders here, but just look at the teams. There's not, I think, what, 3 riders maximum a team has got in this front group, which means that for the future stages, when we get to the nitty-gritty, there won't be big teams to control it like we've seen in other Grand Tours.
So Masnada riding. Mitchelton Scott come to the front with Haig, and they already have Simon Yates back. This is Filippo Ganna approaching the final kilometre. This is that turn that Bernie Eisel was talking about. Almost coming to a stop and having to accelerate uphill again, and the tricky finish begins now. But he has plenty of time to play with. The Flamme Rouge, the Fiamma Rossa, is up ahead. 1 kilometre to go for the man who is expected to be here. Yes, there was pressure to take the Maglia Rosa on day 1. He did just that. Then it was supposed to be working for Geraint Thomas. Thomas is at home now, recovering from a broken pelvis, but honouring the challenge, rising to it. Might not be in pink this time, but he's certainly going to be on the podium again. Filippo Ganna, rainbow jersey in the individual pursuit. Record holder and a real talent for the time trials. A world champion now in the time trial as well, on home soil last week. Here, mainly as domestique, but he already has 2 stage wins.
I tell you what, it was only a matter of a couple of years ago that the Italians were struggling to win stages, and this year, absolutely amazing Giro d'Italia so far.
It's going to be 3 out of 5 for Italy, and now Joao Almeida tries. Remember, 6 and 4 down a second as well behind to be taken. It's going to be a really interesting, maybe tactical battle for these. Darts out to the front to see who can get them. Almeida leads at the moment. His closest rival is gone, but here it's a smile, it's delight, and yet again it's going to be success. He sees the finish line. He's all alone, and Filippo Ganna, who idolised Tom Bowden, Bradley Wiggins, Fabian Cancellara, has ridden like all 3 of them together today. He's been strong to get away. He's climbed like a goat in the mountains, and he is going to ride a time trial alone to the finish. Ganna has done it. 6 hours of racing, and now, for the first time in his professional career, he's the winner of a proper road race. Much more than a time trialist. Is there any limit to what Filippo Ganna can achieve? For now, it's another stage win at the Giro d'Italia. Top Ganna guns out again. And it's a fight for the bonus seconds here. 6 and 4 on offer. Nibali waits in 3rd place. Here comes the pink jersey on the left-hand side. Also going for them is Wilco Kelderman in the white. It's a race. It's a sprint between GC guys. Here comes the pink jersey, looking to extend his lead again. Almeida is there with 100 metres to go to the line. Desperately trying to come around on the left-hand side. You can see Bilbao there, but at the front it's going to be the rider from Bora Hansgrohe who takes 6. 4 go to Almeida, so he does extend his lead on immediate rivals. All of the other GC riders seemingly coming across together. Another good day for Joao Almeida, who takes the pink. And look at that, delight between Ganna and Gegenhardt. Ineos Grenadiers had heartbreak 48 hours ago. They are now back on the podium. It's a 2nd stage win for the team in 5 days. It's a 2nd stage win in 5 days of Grand Tour racing for their wonderful talent, Filippo Ganna. Brian, one of the performances of the breakaway this century.
Yeah, definitely unbelievable today.
And what a day of glory for Ganna. And another day in the pink jersey for Almeida. Look how popular he is. 3 wins for Italy, 2 for Ineos. And it's a Portuguese who has kept the jersey for 3 days as well now. There's Gegenhardt, who came in with the best on GC2. Something to look forward to over the next week or 2 to see where he can get now. Ineos Grenadiers have bounced back with style. They were ready for this. They suffered awful luck in the neutralised zone the other day, but they're here. They're showing off their jersey. And this man is a talent for the next few years. Already being realised at just 24 years of age. Welcome to the Giro.